Brookings, the banana belt of the Oregon coast. It's one of the top towns to retire along the Oregon coast and really one of the most beautiful places in all of Oregon. In this video, we're going to take a drive through town so you can kind of get a feel for what things look like. And we're going to take a look at some drone footage. All that starts now. Hey everyone, Seth Marchant with the Home Team Brokers here. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new to this channel, living on the Oregon coast and you'd like to know what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, play, work, all the pros and cons of living on the Oregon coast, make sure and hit the subscribe button. And also tap the bell, that way you'd be notified every time we drop a new video, which is once a week, every week. And if you're thinking about moving to the Oregon coast, as licensed brokers in the state of Oregon, as much as we like making these videos, we'd love to help you move here. So you can call, text, email, or you can even click that little more button just below to schedule a Zoom call with us, typically best for people coming from outside of the state. No matter how you get in touch with us, we've got your back when it comes to moving to the Oregon coast. All right, today now we're going to take a drive through Brookings. Technically right now we're in a town called Harbor. Harbor is just on the other side of the Chetco River from Brookings on the south side. And we're coming from the south, heading north on Highway 101. Brookings is probably one of the most common towns that we get asked about for people that are looking to retire along the Oregon coast, whether these are Oregonians or people coming from outside of the state. And as you probably already know, it's mostly due to the temperate weather. Brookings gets just under a couple hundred days of sun every year, which is probably going to be more sunny days than anywhere else along the Oregon coast, or really anywhere else in Oregon for that matter. Not a surprise, of course, Brookings being the southernmost town on the Oregon coast. California border is maybe just 15 minutes south of us. And that part of that weather is due to something known as the Chetco effect or the Brookings effect. And it is sort of limited to Brookings. I don't know that too much of that warm air makes its way up towards Gold Beach. It's really kind of condensed around the mouth of the Chetco River. The average temperatures throughout the year going to be low 40s to high 60s. This was taken just recently here in November. I think it was probably like low 50s. This is like mid-afternoon. So what you're kind of seeing here is a pretty typical day in Brookings. Population here is about low 6,000s, maybe 6,300 people or so. And that's within city limits. I think there's going to be a few people just outside of city limits as well. As I'm shooting this, there's maybe about 100 or so homes currently on the market if you include Harbor, again, which is where we're at until we cross over the Chetco here in a few minutes. Average home values low 500s. Going to find really a spectrum of homes here though, all the way from manufactured homes, and there are quite a few manufactured homes around here, to multi-million-dollar homes. You definitely have some million-dollar views, as you'll probably see later in this video from some of the drone footage. So there's some really nice homes that sit along the coast here in Brookings, and there's a fair amount of lots as well too. So if you're looking to build, especially if you want something with some views, you'll have some choices. In the manufactured homes, we do get asked about those sometimes. I think sometimes people that have maybe never considered one see some of these types of properties in places like Brookings, and sometimes these properties are on great lots that have some great views as well too. So I think that's kind of what piques the interest. On the left here, just as we come up to the bridge, that would take you down to the harbor. For whatever reason, and we get asked about a handful of places, but Fat Irish is one that always comes up for people from outside of the state. I don't know if that's a really popular spot for out-of-staters for whatever reason, but definitely a great spot. So as we cross the bridge here over the Chetco River, and again later in this video you'll get a better view of that from the air, we're now coming into Brookings. A lot of what you're going to see, it's got kind of like a quaint, like downtown feel just past this intersection up here. Brookings was founded in the early 1900s. Some people came here looking for a good place to forest lumber, so Like a lot of towns in Oregon along the Oregon coast, kind of started off as lumber towns. So some people decided this was a good spot to start lumbering operations, and that's how Brookings began. As far as current industry goes, there's not a ton of opportunities for young people here in Brookings, which is going to be true for a lot of places along the Oregon coast, quite frankly. Yeah, so for that reason, the population, and again, this being such a big retirement spot, the population does skew older. It's also a great place to retire because your property taxes are low. Crime is low. There's a lot to do here. There's no shortage of parks and places to go and things to see. Maybe Google search the secret beach. I have a little bit of footage I can show you towards the end of this video, including Harris Beach State Park. If there's one maybe kind of downside for people that like to walk a lot of beaches, like to beachcomb, like to have a lot of beach or walkable access to beaches, you might not find that as much in Brookings, and you can kind of see that from the drone footage. There are places along the Oregon coast where you have not only more beach, but more beach access. Harris Beach State Park is a great place, but it's not going to be walkable for a lot of places that you might find residents in Brookings. All of your shopping is going to be kind of condensed right around this area here downtown. You've got pretty much everything that you would typically want, so you won't have to find yourself venturing outside of Brookings to go look for things, with the exception of a major hospital is going to be in Gold Beach, which is about 30 minutes north of here, which for a lot of people, that's not ideal, but that's, I think, oftentimes when you're talking about just like a primary healthcare provider, you usually don't want to go more than 30 minutes or so. That's kind of like the cutoff for most people. As far as the feel of the town goes, a lot of Oregon coast towns really thrive and need tourism to survive. This definitely isn't one of the more busier touristy types of places along the Oregon coast, like a Lincoln City, for example. So it kind of has more of a laid-back feel to it. It's a sweet spot for a lot of people. It's a big enough town to have everything that you want. You can see Fred Meyer's on your left there. If you're not familiar with Fred Meyer's, because Fred Meyer's is I think just limited to Oregon. They might have maybe a few outside of Oregon, but it's like a Walmart. It's like a kind of an everything store. So kind of having everything that you need here, but still kind of having like a small town feel, I think is really ideal for a lot of people. Now we're kind of getting to the north side of town. You really don't see the coast from the 101 until a couple more miles north of us. And actually towards the end of this video, I'm going to take a left turn and pull over to one of the viewpoints and turn around so that I'm facing south and give you kind of an idea and a feel for what some of these views look like driving down the 101 on the Oregon coast, because they really are some of the most kind of like breathtaking views, some of the views that you see pictures of in art galleries. Those really like sweeping, dramatic, massive scattered rock formations that everybody likes to see so much. And we'll finish off, like I said, with some drone footage. So I'm going to leave you here with that in just a moment. If you're thinking about moving to the Oregon coast, if you have questions, anything at all, you can always feel free to call us, text us, email us, or like I've mentioned, you can schedule a Zoom call with us by clicking the link below in the description. And if this video helped you to get a better feel for what Brookings looks like and you like this video, make sure and hit the thumbs up, give us a like. That helps us, lets us know we're doing a good job. Feel free to comment. We do respond to those comments. And if you want to see more videos like this and see what it's like to live on the Oregon coast, get some insights, the pros, the cons, all that stuff, make sure and hit the subscribe button and tap the bell. That way you'll be notified. Until next time, take care everyone.